Well, who do we have here?
Oh, hey! I didn't know you were here.
Hello there, Mr. James.
Hi, I am Exotic and Normal Pets with James.
Right.
Wild cargo.
Right on, buddy. What do you got around your neck?
I have a banana ball python right here.
Okay. You like ball pythons?
Yeah, I like snakes.
Yeah? Does mom like snakes?
No.
It's a mom thing, man, I'm telling you. My mom didn't like snakes, but now she works here with us.
Yeah.
So, there is hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Who are you here with?
Here, this is Wyatt.
Wyatt?
Yeah.
I've seen him before once or twice. So, James, tell me a little bit more about your YouTube channel.
I do animal stuff. I go to stores. My recent video, I did a pond, goldfish pond, and I do tours. I talk about stuff, basically stuff like that.
Right on. Okay, teaching people how to take care of different types of pets, normal and exotic pets.
Yep.
Right on. Okay. So, what are you here today for?
Today, I am actually here to get a bird.
Right on. What kind of bird?
It is a suncheek conure.
And do you have one of those birds or a type like it?
I have a pineapple green cheek conure. If you follow my channel, you know his name is Brandy, but Brandy is a male. His name is Brando now.
Right on. And we're hoping that this new bird is going to be a female.
Hopefully.
But if it's not, that's okay.
If it's not, we're going to have 3 conures.
That's it, man. But that's okay. You know, you got to start someplace. And then, how do you tell the sex on a bird?
You have to DNA test them.
And then, how do you do that?
You call around like vets and stuff, and if they have DNA testing, great. If they don't, you have to look at another store.
Okay. Sometimes I know you can send them off in the mail with a feather or things like that, and then it's usually about like 20 to 40 bucks depending on who you're going with. So it's pretty cheap now. Used to be really expensive and kind of tough to do, but nowadays it's pretty easy. So, all right, well, let's put that snake back and let's go check out this bird that you came in for.
And the snake does not.
He likes you. You're warm.
Yeah.
Have you heard the story about the snake that was sleeping with its owner, sizing him up, trying to see if he could eat him? You will one day.
Okay.
All right, off we go.
Hi.
Who's that lady, James?
That's my camera woman.
The camera woman?
I'm the momager.
Ah, gotcha. All right. All right, Mr. James?
This is the bird that was taken home today.
This is the bird, huh? Have you figured out a name for him yet?
I don't know if he's a male or female just yet.
Oh, so you're waiting, huh? You're not assuming the gender of your 21st century bird? Okay.
I'm thinking of naming him Brandon.
If you named him like Pat or something, it could go both ways. You know.
I like naming our conures starting with B. That's like Brando. My first conure was Buddy, so I just like naming them starting with a B.
Okay, right on. Well, let's go ahead and take him down there, Mr. Wyatt. Or should we get your camera woman to take it down? What did you call Mom?
Momager.
Huh?
My momager.
Your momager? I like that, momager. We all need a momager every once in a while in life.
But momager doesn't get a break for days off.
No, momager is a full-time job. Well, Mr. James,
Momager is a lifetime job.
what do you got planned for this bird here?
I am going to breed it with Brando if it's a female. If not, we're gonna have 3 conures.
You got
Which isn't a bad thing.
you got a cage set up for it?
Yes.
Yeah, right on. Okay. And you think they'll get along even if they are 2 boys?
I don't know.
They probably will. All right.
And he has to be quarantined for a month. So he doesn't get
That's a good idea. Now, why do you quarantine your birds or your animals in general?
So they don't get, if they had any sicknesses, they don't get our other birds sick.
Right.
I'm Anthony, by the way.
How long do you think you need to quarantine them for?
I'd say about a month.
About a month? That's about right.
And put it in our in a separate room.
And what are you looking for when you quarantine a bird?
You're looking to see signs of sickness or hopefully no sickness.
Right. What would be a sign of sickness in a bird?
They yawn a lot. Like I've seen my bird, like I saw there was a bird that was yawning a lot and it didn't really do too well. And our birds are perfectly fine, at least I know. But
I think this one likes you.
yeah.
He's dancing for you.
But birds try to hide their sicknesses, and if you see a sign of sickness, it's probably too late.
That's very true. When birds go downhill, they kind of crash real fast. So you got to pay real close attention to birds. Now, what's a way that you can help birds with their health?
You can take them to the doctor,
Yeah.
like every month or so, or year, and see how they're doing.
Right.
And if they're not doing too well, you probably should take them out put them in another room away from your other birds so they don't get sick.
And oftentimes people keep birds in cages and they never really do anything, natural for them. What would be natural for a bird?
It's good to put a lot of natural wood perches, like the dowel perches. They just stay on there for a while and they get arthritis.
Yep.
And it's good to have a variety of natural perches. There isn't much stuff in here because the bird is going to get sold. But once it gets home to us, it's going to have a lot of natural perches.
Now, but when you say natural perches, what's that mean? Like,
Like sticks that you can find in the wild, in like trees.
With different thicknesses and things like that, right? Okay.
In the wild, they stay in the trees and they get a different,
What else do they get in the wild that most people in captivity don't give birds?
flight.
What is it?
They don't
Flight?
to fly. Like most birds clip their wings and they don't give them a lot of light either.
Light, like natural sunlight, right? Yeah, natural sunlight, most people don't know it, but birds, reptiles, and fish all process things in a very similar way. And if they are given the ability to have natural sunlight, what gives you and me as humans a suntan, that UVB radiation can help them in all sorts of different ways. So now this little guy here, do you have to be careful when it gets cold here in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
Because they don't really handle cold.
They don't really handle the cold a little bit? Right on. Okay.
They're normally in hotter temperatures.
Right. And when you see them and they're outside in the cold and they are cold, what gives you the idea that they're cold?
Because they're like shivering and they puff up really a lot.
Yep, they're trying to maintain and deal with their heat. Right? So I know my big macaws at the house, we don't have to do anything for them. Matter of fact, Zoo Miami, and you may not know this, but Zoo Miami just took a couple different thermal images of their birds, the bigger ones, and the only thing that you could see on them are their eyes and their feet. Pretty interesting, right? So what that means is that they can preen their feathers in and out, and so that they can conceal or alleviate the heat inside their body. Very cool, huh?
Yeah.
So our big macaws, we don't have to do much to them, but the little birds that we have, we are pretty weary about them. We run them heat lamps and things like that and make sure that they have wind blocks, because the birds can usually take the cold, but they can't take the wind because the wind cuts through their feathers and then gets their body cold and they die.
And one way to help them is at night you put a cover over their cage.
Yep.
Because normally it's cold at night, like you have your fans running for you, and it's not good for them.
Well, very cool, man. I heard you're also here for a guinea pig, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. If your momager says it's okay?
Yeah.
Momager is a guinea pig okay?
We had no conversation about this, so
Ah, a surprise momager moment.
we need white isopods.
Okay.
If you guys don't know, if you want to go follow my channel, maybe. But I have a guinea pig named Oreo, and we used to have them hang out with the bunny. Bunny ran away, and originally we had him hang out with the hamster. The hamster sadly died. And I just don't have enough time to hold them all the time, and like when I'm feeding my geckos and stuff, he comes up to the cage and wants attention, but I'm too busy to pay attention.
Okay. All right. Right on. All right. Well, we'll talk to the momager about the additional guinea pig thing. Now, you said something about isopods?
And yeah, we have a bioactive enclosure for our 4 crested geckos.
Right on, dude.
And they came with isopods. The isopods eat the gecko's poop, and that causes so you don't have to clean the tank a lot.
Right on.
And
Well, let's check out these isopods and see which ones you like here. I think Wyatt has just placed them on the counter here behind us. Can you read us these things?
there is the powder blue isopods, powder orange isopods, which I think I'm gonna do the powder orange.
The powder orange, yep. I like the powder oranges. They do a little bit better in, what do you call it, desert environments also.
And then the powder.
Let's open some of these up, man. Let's see what they are. Let's see what they look like.
These, I think, are the ones I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
They're tiny little bugs, and they bury themselves, and they find all the leftover poop and crickets and stuff that the geckos leave on the ground.
Right on, man. All right. Yeah, these guys we had in a cage up front, and when I disassembled it, I had a million billion of these things crawling all over the place. So they replicate pretty quickly. So it doesn't take much. Let's take a look at the other types that we have. Let's go to these pied powder blue ones that are right here. These ones are a little bit prettier.
Yeah, that one's really pretty.
Aren't they interesting?
Yeah, and then that has like dots all over it.
See if I get a good shot. Oh yeah, there we go. Very cool. Now, often people think that these things are some kind of special bug, but do you know what they are?
No, I don't.
Okay, so these guys are what they call a roly-poly, okay, or a woodlouse. And they actually have aquatic woodlouses and terrestrial woodlouses. And if you go online and you look up isopods on YouTube or something like that, you're very likely to come up with one of the most popular videos, which is these Japanese guys that have harvested them from the bottom of the ocean over there. And they are as big as a lobster, and they eat them. Now, I'm kind of out on that myself, unless it does something cool for me, like make me run, jump faster, higher, or something like that, you know. But you know, that's a pretty cool thing, and they live at the bottom of the ocean. Now, what do these guys do? Do they eat animals?
No, they eat the leftover particles and like mostly the geckos or chameleons or whatever. They leave little like legs
Right.
that go to the bottom, and they just sit there, and that's something that the isopods can eat too.
Yep, the isopods will eat any dead, decaying organic material. Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, very. So these little bugs do a lot for your animals.
That's right. And if you have a live plant like this, you know, little vivarium here that we got going with the fogger in here. Let's see here. Open this up. Mr. Chameleon in here. Okay. This little guy here has isopods crawling around in here with him. And what this guy will do is he'll eat those isopods if he can find them. And then the isopods at night, which is when they come out, the chameleon is diurnal, so he's out in the daytime. If he happens to catch a glimpse of the isopods, then he might eat them. But at nighttime, the isopods will crawl around, and they will bring nutrients as they eat the poop and the pee and the natural crazy stuff inside the tank. They'll actually crawl across the plants and help fertilize the plants. There's all sorts of different ways that you can become bioactive and benefits to your animals when you do that. Pretty cool, huh?
So these little bugs do a lot.
They do. All right, Mr. James, well, let's grab your bird and let's head on out.
Ready to go? Oh no, he's not ready to go.
You want to grab him by the top of the cage?